Have you ever wondered if we live more than one life? This question has intrigued humanity for millennia, leading to the development of various theories and beliefs, with one of the most fascinating being reincarnation. Reincarnation, the concept that we are born again in a new body after death, is a cornerstone of many religious and philosophical systems across the globe. In Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, it's a fundamental part of their spiritual worldview. Even in the Western world, where religious doctrines typically speak of a single life, and thereafter, an eternal hereafter, there's a growing interest in the idea of reincarnation. But what if this isn't just a matter of belief or faith? What if there's tangible evidence that suggests the possibility of reincarnation? Over the years, there have been numerous cases where individuals, often children, have reported memories of past lives. These aren't just vague recollections, but detailed narratives, complete with names, places, and events that correspond to actual historical facts. These cases are intriguing not just because of their sheer number, but due to the compelling nature of the evidence. Children describing specific events from a time before they were born, or speaking languages they've never been exposed to, are hard to dismiss as mere imagination or coincidence. But what sets some of these accounts apart is their verifiability. When a child not only recalls a past life but provides details that can be checked and corroborated, it adds a whole new level of intrigue. It opens the door to empirical investigation, which is crucial in lending credibility to these accounts. So are these just stories? Or could they be glimpses into a reality far more complex than we understand? And if so, what does that mean for our understanding of life, death, and the self? Let's explore some intriguing cases that might make you ponder the possibility of reincarnation. Imagine a 2-year-old with nightmares of a World War II aircraft crash. Sounds unbelievable, right? Meet James Leininger. Born on a sunny April day in 1998, James Leininger's fascination with airplanes began as an innocent childhood curiosity. However, as he grew older, his parents noticed that his interest was more than just typical. It was an obsession. Around the age of 2, James began to experience chilling nightmares of a plane crash. In his sleep, he would scream about his plane being hit by Japanese forces and plummeting into the ocean. His vivid dreams were filled with horrifying details of an airplane crash on fire, and a little man who couldn't escape. As James grew, his nightmares evolved into detailed accounts of a past life. He spoke of being a World War II pilot named James Houston Jr. Flying a Corsair aircraft, he claimed to have been stationed on the USS Natoma Bay. He even remembered fellow crew members by name and could describe the layout of the aircraft carrier with astonishing precision. Initially skeptical, his parents, Bruce and Andrea Leininger, decided to dig deeper. To their astonishment, they discovered that a World War II pilot named James Houston Jr. had indeed existed. He flew a Corsair aircraft from the USS Natoma Bay and was shot down by Japanese forces near Chichijima on March 3, 1945. His plane, just like in James's nightmares, crashed into the ocean. The Leiningers reached out to surviving crew members of the USS Natoma Bay. They confirmed many of the details James had provided. Even the most obscure details, parts of the ship not publicly available, James described with uncanny accuracy. So was James Leininger the reincarnation of James Houston Jr.? As we continue to explore the mystery of reincarnation, let's delve into another case. From the West, we now journey to the East, to a little girl in India named Shanti Devi, who remembered a life in the early 20th century. Born on a chilly December day in 1926 in Delhi, Shanti Devi was just like any other girl until the age of 4. That's when she began to insist that her real home was not in Delhi, but in a town about 100 miles south, Mathura. According to Shanti, she had lived there as a woman named Luji, who tragically died while giving birth. As she grew older, Shanti Devi's recollections of her life as Luji became increasingly detailed. She didn't just remember Luji's home in Mathura, she could describe it. She remembered Luji's husband's name, Kedar Nath. She even vividly recalled the tragic events that led to Luji's death during childbirth, including the complications that arose during her pregnancy. When taken to Mathura, she identified Luji's husband and son, much to the astonishment of those around her. These extraordinary claims by a young girl caught the attention of many, including one of India's most revered figures, Mahatma Gandhi. He initiated an investigation into Shanti Devi's claims, and the findings were nothing short of remarkable. Researchers found a family in Mathura that matched the details provided by Shanti Devi. They confirmed that a woman named Luji had indeed lived there, and had died in childbirth around the time Shanti Devi claimed. Records corroborated many of the details Shanti Devi provided, including the existence of Luji's husband, Kedar Nath, and their home in Mathura. The Shanti Devi case is one that continues to baffle and intrigue researchers. Her story, backed by substantial evidence, has been acknowledged by several prominent figures including Gandhi himself. Shanti Devi's case is considered one of the most documented cases of reincarnation, but we have one more story to tell. Next, we have a boy from Oklahoma who remembers a glamorous past life in Hollywood. Meet Ryan Hammons. Born on May 25, 2005, Ryan Hammons was just like any other child from Oklahoma. However, when he turned 4, a series of vivid nightmares and hallucinations began to stir concern in his parents. The subject of these dreams? The glitz and glamour of Hollywood and Broadway and a mysterious woman named Rita. Ryan began to recount memories of a life lived not as a child in Oklahoma but as a man named Marty Martin, a Hollywood extra who walked among the stars in the 1930s and 1940s. He described meeting famous celebrities like the stunning Rita Hayworth and spoke of grand travels to Paris. He painted vivid pictures of his experiences on movie sets, memories of a life lived in the spotlight, far removed from his current reality. His parents, initially confused and skeptical, decided to investigate these peculiar memories. They dove into the annals of Hollywood history, searching for any trace of Marty Martin, and astonishingly, they found him. Marty Martin was indeed a Hollywood extra, who later became a powerful Hollywood agent. He lived the life Ryan described, right down to the details of his travels and encounters with celebrities. Even more intriguing was Ryan's ability to identify Marty in a group photo from an old movie set, and his recollection of Marty's home, which he described accurately despite having never visited. His parents found it chilling when they discovered that the house, as Ryan described it, was identical to Marty's home as it was in the 1940s. The case of Ryan Hammons is a fascinating journey into the past, a story that seems to transcend time and space. It forces us to question our understanding of life and death, and the very nature of our existence. Ryan's story adds yet another layer of intrigue to the mystery of reincarnation. But what do these stories tell us? So, what can we make of these cases? Could they be proof of reincarnation? Let's take a step back and reflect on what we've explored so far. In the case of James Leininger, we witnessed a young boy with an uncanny knowledge about a World War II pilot's life and death. Details that were later verified and found to be accurate. His vivid nightmares and detailed descriptions of the aircraft and crew members suggest a connection that transcends mere coincidence. Next, we delved into the story of Shanti Devi, a young girl from Delhi who claimed to have lived as a woman named Luji in her past life. Her detailed accounts of Luji's life, her home in Mathura, and her tragic death during childbirth were not only consistent but also verifiable. The validation of her past life memories by Mahatma Gandhi himself and other researchers added a layer of credibility to her story. Finally, we considered Ryan Hammons, a child from Oklahoma who recounted experiences from a past life in Hollywood as Marty Martin. His knowledge of historical figures, specific locations, and events from an era long before his birth pointed towards a past life memory that couldn't be easily dismissed. Each of these stories, as unique and varied as they are, share common threads. They all involve children who, at a very young age, began to share detailed, verifiable information about lives they claimed to have lived before. These details were often so specific and obscure that even meticulous research was necessary to confirm their accuracy. This brings us to the question of what these cases suggest about the possibility of reincarnation. While they don't provide definitive proof, they do seem to challenge our traditional understanding of life and death. They suggest the potential for consciousness to continue beyond physical demise, hinting at the possibility of life after death in a form that we might not fully comprehend yet. While these cases don't provide definitive proof of reincarnation, they certainly give us to think about. Could we indeed live more than one life? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content.